Hi everyone. I'm not sure whether you remember this guy. He was here last week, but he had a lot more hair. Today I thought I'd do a tutorial for you just to show you how to use clippers. I know lots of people at the moment are struggling to go to the barbers and the hairdressers, and men tend to like their hair quite short. So this tutorial is basically just for clipper use only. Today what I'm doing is using a Wahl clipper. With the actual clipper you have a handle here that pushes the blades back and forth. I'm bringing the handle really tight now so the blades are close together. Also make sure that all the hair is out of the blades as well, just that it doesn't actually pull the hair when you're actually cutting. If you have got these at home, then I'm sure they would have come with a kit with a little brush like this where you actually clean any hair out, and also oil. Okay, so the oil you're actually putting in just to stop the blades again snagging the hair, not too much, and it's just literally to make sure the mechanics of the clippers work. And then I'm sure you would all have gradients like these. So my gradients go from a 1 all the way up to an 8. As you can see, this gent has had his hair cut. And it's quite short already, but we're going to take it slightly shorter so you can actually see how to do it. With regards to the clippers and the actual haircut, always think about the hair growth patterns. Obviously I'm working on a block here, most of you will be working on partners, and you'll have different hair growth patterns coming down here. The hair will grow in different directions. Clipper work is all about going in the opposite direction to the hair growth. So you can see my hair is coming straight down, so my clippers will go up. But also I'll cross check just to make sure there's no odd hairs left anywhere. And again, it's quite long at the top, so I'm going to take that shorter as well. So my aim is that I'm going to start with a number 3, just at the bottom here. Just by here, there's a bone at the back of our skull. This is called the occipital bone. So my aim is to actually go with the 3 just under the occipital bone and flick out. And by flicking out, it allows me then to go to another gradient, a longer gradient, all the way up. And I'll be doing that in stages all the way up the haircut. So to begin with, as I said, I've got my attachments here. I'm going to click them on. Okay, you heard the click then. If they don't click, then it means they're not on correctly, okay? And it could fly off at any time, and that's where disasters happen, okay? So with your client, always push the head forward just to make sure that you're actually comfortable and you're actually coming up there. There's no need to dig the clippers in. Lots of people, when they first start barbering or haircutting using clippers, they dig the comb into the neck, and there's no need. All you have to do is lay it flat, so this part here is touching the neck. So I've turned my clippers on, I've got a comb in my hand, and I'm holding my client just to steady. You can hear hair coming off, not much, and we're going up to the occipital bone. You can hear the hair coming up, and you can see that my hand is flicking off. And by it flicking off, this allows us not to get any weight areas in the actual haircut. If we kept going, then we would end up with it all one length, which would be similar to a crew cut. So I'm flicking, I'm coming out. So I'm quite happy now that everything's done. A way of checking to make sure all the hair, the loose hair is off, is just brushing the hair up, just looking to see whether there's any long pieces left, okay? Also, just make sure that you're actually doing it quite slowly as well. Maybe I went a little bit too fast, but that is my experience in hairdressing and barbering. But for you, just go nice and slowly so that the clippers aren't catching. Sometimes if the hair is quite long, for example at the top here, what may happen is the clippers will make a funny noise, and it just means that there's hair trapped in here, or I'm going too fast with the clippers. If that happens, just check to make sure the hair's from here, and also go a lot slower at the top there. Okay, so I've done my number 3, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to brush the hair out again. And what I'm actually going to do now is a number 4, which is, and it's literally just by here, just around this band that I'm going to do number 4. I've done the 3 there, I'm doing 4, flicking, you can see some hair coming off, still flicking out, the opposite way to the hair growth. Another key thing to remember, if you're using electrical clippers, always ensure that the hair is dry, not wet. Think about water and electric, how it doesn't like to mix. Okay, so now I've gone past the occipital bone, so past that lump there, the bone in the skull, come past that, and I've got a 3 gradient going to a 4, so it's slightly longer. I'm going to go to a 5 now, and again, not much, just a band of it, just so that we've got some shape to the actual haircut. And again, you may do it, and your partner may say, no, actually I want it shorter all over, and that's absolutely fine. You go through the same method again. You hear the clip, and coming around. I'm not digging, I'm coming in. I'll turn my block around. I'm coming around. So I'm now coming by the temple area. So the temple area, I don't want it that short really there. What I'm going to do here later is just show you how to tidy up around the hairline. But for now, I'm just sticking to a number 5 around here. And again, the opposite way to the hair growth. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So we come up, temple. And again, as I said, if you have any loose areas here, any loose hairs, we can do that at the end of the haircut. So that's my number 5. So I think you've guessed the rest of it. So I'm going to go to the 6, then the 7, and then finally the 8. So I'm coming up here now. So my client is slightly too high for me, but because I want you to see this on the video, I'm going to keep him here. I'm still going slow, I'm not digging, I'm just coming onto the scalp. I'm bringing him around. For those of you that at home, obviously you can lower your client, but you can see his hair is all coming back. I'm sure all of you have got partners where their hair isn't doing the same as this. As long as you go in the opposite direction, you will end up with this type of haircut. And I think you'll agree, once you get used to handling the clippers and actually placing them on the scalp properly, you won't be so daunted with them. So I'm going to stop there now, and I'm going to use a number 7. Again, I'm just checking to make sure that there's no hair trapped in here. And obviously this is quite long now, so it could end up jamming up, okay? I'm going to put a number 7 just around the front there, and then the top part is just going to be an 8, which is not that much longer, but it is slightly longer. Here is a number 1, so you can see how close you would get with a number 1. And here is a number 8, so you can see the actual differentiation between the two. Okay, so I am literally, the hair is coming back to me, so I'm going up, up. And you may wonder why I haven't just gone straight into a number 8 from doing the 6. If I did, there would be some sort of graduation, and I would have to do more advanced cutting for you, or I would have to use my scissors as well, which not everybody has got. So this was the aim of doing this haircut for you. Again, coming around. Just go in the opposite direction again, just to make sure I haven't got any long pieces anywhere. And those of you that are with partners that maybe have lost their hair on the top, you could do exactly the same. And obviously if they haven't got any hair here on the top, I would just go over it with nothing on the attachment, as you would do on the hairline, just to take any long hair off, long fine hair off. Okay, so we're now at number 8. So again, he is slightly too tall for me, so I do apologise, my angle. But I'm following the head shape, and I'm coming right the way over with the number 8. Following the hairline all the way, and you can see I'm going quite slow. I'm turning them around now, hope you can still see. And we're following it right the way over. So I'm not flicking now, I'm literally coming with the clippers all the way over. And again, dependent on hair growth, is dependent on where you're actually going to put your clippers. I'm just going to turn him around now and take the final piece off. And again, I'm just going right the way through now, just to make sure there's no long pieces in the hair. Okay, so I think you would agree with me. You can see that this is longer at the top here than it is down the bottom there. So finally what we're going to do is just taper around the hairline. So you can see on this side here, it's just some left there, and you can also see just around the ear there. I'm only going to show you one side. Actually, I'll show you two. I'm using these small clippers. If you haven't got these, you can still use your big clippers, but all you would actually do is use the corner of them. So for example, if we're coming this way, you would use the corner only, and you would follow that around. So I'm just gently following it. Now I like to rest my clippers on my hand. I don't like just going out here because I start wobbling. So I rest my clippers, coming around like so. If you have got smaller clippers, they're just easier to handle. And the same method, we're just turning them around and we're just tidying up around the ear. With your client with hair around the back here, pull the ear forward and then pull the ear back and down when you're actually coming around this area here. So I'm just literally making sure that all that hair is nice and tidy there. And then by here, I'm literally placing the clippers onto the skin. Following the hairline. If I wanted to taper it and I wanted it shorter on the hairline, I could do that. Because we started off at the bottom here with a number 3, we could do exactly the same thing but reversed by doing a number 2 around here and a number 1, and then that would just taper that edge in, okay? Again, on this side you can see, if you were using the clippers, you would be coming this way and you'd be using that side of the clippers, so you'd be coming that way, okay? And again, you're following the hairline there. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you'd like to know anything else or you've got any other questions, please ask. Bye.